Very nice. Universouldier, a bit frustrating as I was recording my last tip. Well, I guess what? Right when I was about to record it, I noticed that something went wrong and that I forgot to save it. So I knew I was kind of not in a good situation. And then the program shut. And I was like, oh my god. Now I have to find the file, the thing, reopen the thing. And I was to myself like, maybe, you know what? Maybe there's some segments that I should just redo it at all. Because my vision of things didn't change, and as I was listening to it, well, I found out that there's some kind of elements that were missing. And it's not super, it's not really big things, it's small things that make big changes. Because it has to do with deceptions. And also the impact it has, the deceptions in your life on, I mean, how you handle life. Because you know, we all went through deceptions, right? Some bigger than others. And it's hard. It's really hard. It could be loss of someone you love. Could be separation. Could be the loss of a child. It could be anything. It could be a loss of a house. Losing a job. Could be your life in general. Up to now. What you carry, what you wished you were, but it didn't happen like that, you know, sometimes. Not sometimes, most of the time. That's how life is. Unfortunately. But yeah, from my point of view, well, because I had a lot of deceptions in my life, to a point where I kind of started asking myself, like, what is it am I doing wrong? I'm not a bad person. I never seek for problem. I never hurt nobody. I don't have vicious or malicious intentions towards nobody, even people that hates me for no fucking reason. You know? So yeah, you start to ask yourself questions, man, like, do I really deserve all of that? Meaning there's something I must have done wrong in the past. And I can tell you right now that this is not true, because at the moment I'm speaking, I got out of this thinking way of, you know, trying to find what you did wrong. While everything you did, whatever it is, wrong, good, bad, I don't know. But that's everything that made you who you are right now. And where there's a problem is, let's say you get, I don't know, you get older. And let's say, like me, I'm 42, okay? So, I'm halfway there if I'm lucky, you know what I mean, in this lifetime. So, I really need to find that thing that, what is it that I do wrong? And, you know, I've awakened, since it's been a few years like that I really opened that third eye and it never closed, really, you know. It's not something that you can really control. It's a different way of living, thinking, but it's worth, because that's when I kind of separated myself from others, because I needed to know. I couldn't see things go wrong all the time. So I'm like, how can I do that? Well, first of all, if anything around me is kind of influencing me to go in a certain way or not, I kind of isolated myself. For real. That's where I was up to in life. And I got this awakening process that, let me tell you, didn't come easy. It's not like awakening, it's not your life becoming heaven on earth as soon as you awaken. Awaken is something you do now. You don't keep awakening. You keep on awakening. But to awake, to be awake, you need some stuff to be shown at you. And sometimes those things will deceive you a lot. Really, really, really. And almost dangerous. If you're not strong enough, some people, you know, they just end it up because of that. Because they can't take it. But that's what life puts you through, because it has to do with your deceptions. It's gonna bring you the biggest deception, maybe, like that you lived up to now. But it's that deception, that specific one, sometimes that will just wake you up. Alright? Like you really understanding that you don't deserve to feel that way, be treated that way, or, you know, you do nothing, you're at your home, you don't go out, you don't see people, and something happens, you know, that kind of thing. Or people, I don't know, people talk behind your back, but you're not seeing anyone, it's been months. That's really, that's an insult, and you ask to yourself, like, man, how can they say that? What? They don't have, where did they get that from? I didn't see people for months. And they still, some people think that I'm, I don't know, in a bad phase or something, you know, just because people talk shit, you know. And this, I don't care. You know, at first, when you notice that, you're like, you kind of get angry and shit, but at the same time, you are still loyal to yourself. And you're like, man, I don't deserve that. And no, it's not that I don't deserve that. It's I really don't. And the problem here is not me. I don't have a problem. I'm alone and I bother people. There's a problem, but that's not mine. Right? Okay? Can we agree on that, please? So, that kind of changes, that really changes your perception of deceptions. Because, you know, you used to be deceived every time. You would get a comeback or a negative comment on you, and or I don't know, somebody judged you without even knowing, but you kind of took it personally. And what did it create? It created a big deception. And sometimes you cried, you suffered, you thought you were wrong, meanwhile you were right, probably, you know. But you didn't want to tell anybody about the fact that you're right, because you thought you were wrong. Because of what? Because of people, not you. You know, you always knew that you did the right thing. So, but like I said, after a few months being alone, and then you kind of notice that people are still, I don't know where they get their info, but it's not my case, it's not my scenario. You don't know me, you don't talk to me. I don't even live in the hood anymore. I'm fucking far away. I live in you know, a nice place. I live in a nice place. I got a beautiful life. And they still talk. So you kind of understand that all those deceptions was it because of what people opinions of you? But at the same time, you notice that no matter what you do, they have opinions of you that are wrong. Because they cannot even fucking tell. You hear me? And that's when you wake up, first of all. And you're gonna see, you don't need much. You don't need much more because your brain just recalibrated. And it just, everything that you were deceived about, it kind of becomes, you don't take it as, you see what's true, what is not. Recognizing your true self. If you stay true to yourself, there will be no problem and you'll be happy. And you know, the whole point of this episode is that as you do that, you gotta observe in your life that deceptions, they don't really come often. You can be surprised by, or there's an unexpected thing, but you will not see it as a deception. Because first of all, you know that this is not you. You're not the one who created that, and you didn't have any expectation. Even if you knew that, let's say, hey, you order something on the net, and it's supposed to arrive tomorrow. Well, don't go fucking crazy if it comes the day after, because it was a fairy day. You know, meaning, that's what I mean by deceptions. This small deceptions, big deceptions. Hey, you could lose your job tomorrow, and you kind of feel like, oh, I'm in trouble with it, but you're not feeling deception because you didn't expect it to stay there forever. You didn't know how it would really work, you know, like, and if it would work or not. You didn't know. You cannot tell from before it happens. So you're not deceived. Instead, you jump to the next task. All right. Well, you know what? There's job everywhere. You make a few phone calls. Hey, guess what? I'm working tomorrow. I'm gonna take the day off today, and I know I'm gonna try this other thing. And I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't expect it to work, but you know, when you do stuff like that, eventually things, they work in your favor because you're not being broken every time for every little single thing. And you know what? If you're able to go deeper, meaning it's deep, you know, because it's how you deal with everything. We're not living forever on this earth, right? You know that. Don't be, you know, people when they die, you know, we know this. We don't wish that. But it's something that happened. And there's no way we're going to change it. Because it's like that. Everything, trees, birds, insects, you know, everything. There's no exception. Everything that is living dies one day. Not in the soul, but that's a different story. So, but that's as deep as how you handle stuff. I don't mean that you don't have the right to cry. You don't have the right to be sad. You don't have the right to be mad. That's not what I'm saying. That's also a part of the motion. Because if you're not getting mad, well, you wouldn't be going better after or happy. But it's not a deception. It's something that is sad about life. But life goes on. And that is the greatest thing, that, you know, opening that third eye. That's what I use as a term. I cannot explain what happened really, but yeah, it has to do. I felt it, trust me. physically, mentally, and in the soul, in the dimensions, in the universe. But it's not, I guess, it's not the same for everyone how it happens. But in my scenario, it really changed my whole life, my whole vision, everything. I didn't recognize myself. People don't recognize me, but they start second guessing before judging me when they cross me, if they do. Or new people I meet, that's something you can try. You meet new people that they don't know you. Now that's a good opportunity to go with your no deception mode, and you'll see your relations, you're gonna be fine. How you really want it